Hey guys, welcome back. I can only apologize. As you guys know, the internet is a fucking joke. Okay, let's see. See if we start this test. What happens? Failed. Failed. Jesus. Failed. Failed. Wait, what? It's all just failing, bro. This isn't good. Why? I don't think it's ever done that before. Well, that is interesting. Why is it all failing? I wish there was a way to see why it's failing. There, it gets the it gets the return MS, but then bandwidth just fails. I wish it would show me why it fails. No, this isn't Kenneth, this isn't scam. This means there's genuinely something wrong. Like if we reset this, we go Europe again. Yeah, the fact that it just fails the whole time, that's a real fucking problem. It's never done that before. I'm gonna have to figure out why it's doing that.
This run right now, it's not really important.
But it's like, how you doing, fam?
Run this first to see if this is actually going to help you, and if it has helped you, please just leave a comment in the video below or in the comment section below, just so that I know that this has actually helped someone. Okay. So I'm just gonna abort this now, but you can see I'm getting 10,000 plus. Before I was getting like 2-3k, and I was getting like 40% quality rating. It was absolutely terrible, and I couldn't understand it. Okay, so what you're gonna do, close this up. You're going to download this program and you're going to right click and you say run as administrator. Okay, so what this program is basically going to do for you is it's going to make changes to your registry. Okay, so that's why you need to run it as an admin, and you're going to be presented with something like this. Okay, what you're going to do is you'll see that there's these little buttons at the bottom here. It says current, optimal, and custom. You're going to change to custom. This is going to allow you to change these settings over here. Okay. Then what I'm also going to do in the description, but I'm also going to display it in the video because I don't know how long this these images are going to actually last for on the internet. I don't know if like how long these image hosting thing. I'll leave links below if you want to try and download them before they expire. But basically, what you want to do is have your settings in TCP Optimizer, change them to exactly what you see in these two images that I'm going to say. So you'll see the first tab is general settings over here in the top left. Change everything on your TCP Optimizer to look exactly like how the settings are here. You'll see some stuff, there's blanks. I've just let you just leave it to default, okay, on your thing over there, and you click apply changes, and then you're going to do the same thing at advanced settings. So this second image I'm going to show you now. Why is it not going to the left? Hold on. Let's just open the second image. Yeah, you're going to see an advanced.
Alright, so you just change the settings?
You're going to make the exact same changes that you see here. This might be a little bit small, but again, I'm going to have the images. This is a 1080p video. Just change the quality size, pause the video, and then you'll be able to see all these settings over here. The images or the PNGs themselves, I'll link in the description below as well. So you want basically to have the exact same carbon copy settings as what you see over here. Everything must be there. 10, 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, disabled, 2,300, all of this, okay?
Okay.
Once you've done that, click apply changes. It'll ask you to it'll tell you that it's going to change things in your registry. It's going to ask you for permissions and all sorts of cock. Do it, say accept. Listen, I just want to say before you do any of this, okay? If this cocks your computer up in any way, shape, or form, I'm not going to be held responsible for it, okay? It's changing your registry. If you do something, I literally just did exactly what I've showed you guys here. And then when I applied the changes and I restarted my machine and I ran the same Twitch test, I went from 2-3k video upload or upstream to Twitch, and I got 10k plus. Okay, that's what I did. I've helped 4 guys in total do the same thing. It all worked for them as well. So I don't see why it wouldn't work for you. But again, I don't want to take any responsibility if something gets cocked up in your machine. Guys, thank you so much for the video. I hope it helps. If it does, please let me know.
All right, let's see the part 2. This
Hello,
is 2 years
everyone.
ago.
So here we are with the video that I thought I'd never be making. But we're going to do a part 2 of the How to Stream to Twitch in South Africa series. The first video did pretty well. I mean, way better than what I was expecting. And a lot of guys came through to the stream, and they sort of, they said their thanks, and they also had a lot of follow-up questions. What I've noticed over the past few months is sort of those questions are the same questions that keep coming up. So I thought, to make your guys' lives easier, so that you don't need to wait until I'm on stream, or wait until I'm done with a game or anything, or I don't give you sort of a half-assed answer because my mind is elsewhere. I thought, let me just take some time, make a video quickly. I'm just going to make a quick sort of off-the-cuff, shoot from the hip, non-scripted video to explain certain things. I'll leave links in the description below. I'll leave sort of timestamps as well for the different topics that we're going to talk about. And I'm just going to try and get through it as quick as possible. I know you guys, obviously, you don't want your time to be wasted. I don't want to waste my time either. So let's just get into it. First thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Which streaming software should you be using? The answer is OBS Studio. The plain old vanilla OBS Studio. You don't want to be cutting any shortcuts when it comes to streaming. And it's way better, in my opinion, to just take your half an hour to an hour, maybe 2 hours, and learn how to use OBS Studio as a program. And it will pay off in the long run, because a lot of these other programs like Streamlabs, OBS, and like all these other platforms, they do have a sort of a convenience factor to them, in that you can download, install, click, and stream, and you're going. You know what I mean? Everything's sort of happening for you. The downside of that is that it's more resource intensive on your machine. So you're going to be using more processing power to have this application do these things for you, because it's holding your hand.
That's not true.
Which is not a good long-term.
So if you just use normal OBS, so let's just take his overlay here, right? This is normal OBS, and obviously what he's done is he's created these overlays that he pulls in as scenes. Now, these will be browser sources, most likely. Some of it might be image sources. Every single one of those scenes still takes resources. It increases the resource usage of your machine, right? My machine right now is using about 0.5% of my CPU. And I'm streaming. I'm literally live at the second, and it's 0.5% of my CPU that's being used at the minute. So it's not really that bad. The literal only difference between using classic OBS and what I use, Stream Elements, is instead of having my browser sources linking to thousands of different things. So, for example, if you want Twitch chat, which we have right up here, right? Twitch chat. What you would have to do is you would have to set up a browser source that takes the API from Twitch and just pulls that into your OBS. So now you have Twitch chat on your screen. The literal only difference here is that with Stream Elements, I have a predetermined widget that just connects my stream to my browser source in my OBS. It's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Normal OBS, Stream Elements. I would say that he's correct when he says Streamlabs. Streamlabs is like a massive program that you install that does way more things than what you actually ever need for streaming. Streamlabs, yes, but you can use other programs. You don't have to use the bog standard OBS. And, Stream Elements OBS does the same thing, and it has the convenience factor, and it really doesn't use that much more resources than just classic OBS with all the browser sources.
Investment over the course of however long it is you're going to be streaming, you're going to be using all that processing power, could be going to giving you better FPS in the game, something like that. So just don't cut corners. I know a lot of people won't agree with me with what I said of that, but just take some time, learn how to use plain old vanilla OBS. It's going to save you so much more in the future, because you also, there's way more customizations that you can do with OBS Studio, and it's a lot less resource intensive. So OBS Studio is your answer. Just don't cut corners. Learn how to use OBS Studio. It's going to pay off. It will be better for you in the long run. Second question, or second sort of resource that you should be using. You should be using Streamlabs or Stream Elements, okay? These are two great websites that are free to use, that will give you access to all sorts of like resources and bots and like overlays and sort of all these cool features like gambling and like channel points, and like having like the way for you people to donate and tip you and all of that. It's flippin' amazing. Like, honestly, you need to use them, because not only is it going to be very convenient for you, but it's also going to save you resources on your machine as well. So if you look at my stream,
I'm not even gonna fucking
right now, About 90% of what you're seeing right now is all web-based browser pages that you're seeing right now.
Yeah,
You
it
literally
uses
can
the
go onto these
exact
websites.
same
They've got a whole
amount
bunch of pre-existing templates. You can create your own, you make
of
your own graphics,
resources.
import them. You can set up your entire stream online, and then you just import it into your OBS as a web page, and it looks just like you've done it on your own machine. So that's going to save you like 10% processing power right there. So again, you need to think about these things when you're
It
setting up your
doesn't
stream,
actually save you anything.
because
It
it's going to
still
give you
uses
better performance
processing
in your game. It's not going to
power.
have like
But
jerky
never mind.
motions. It's going to, you obviously, your streaming quality is going to be better. And again, you want to minimize the amount of resources that your streaming software uses, because you're probably going to be on a single PC setup like what I am right now. And the way that I've got things set up right now, I don't stutter, I don't lose frames, I don't drop anything. It's flipping amazing. So I personally use Streamlabs. But I used Stream Elements before. I just switched to Streamlabs like a couple months ago because there was one cool little feature I liked that Stream Elements didn't have. But both are very good. It's very much like this. One will have a feature that you like, one won't. Sometimes you can even use a combo of both. Like you could use Stream Elements for your notifications because they do something over here, and you can use like Streamlabs for your overlays. Dude, go wild. Figure it out. Again, put the time in to learn how to do this thing, because it's going to save you a
Yeah, I
lot of
don't.
time in the future. Let's say if you or your graphics card, your GPU, to do the encoding, that actually like 10 series, you will see, there we go, the encoder over here under output. Talking about here, if you're so okay, can handle lol, tough time. It's better to just rather take ISPs have a service where that you can literally send your packets of information to them, and then they will send it to Twitch on your behalf. So you're basically using local South African internet, which is very good actually, to send to the Twitch, to the, like for example I use Afrios, so you send to Afrios relay server, which then relays your data to Twitch directly. Okay. And that's a lot more stable, because oftentimes those sort of mainframe relay servers have got much better or prioritized international traffic. We only really have troubles with our internet when it becomes international. So if you're browsing .co.za websites, you'll notice it's a mainframe, if you want to call it, from using this relay service. Whereas if you normally just use the, don't like come in with like a motive of like wanting to be the next big streamer, go into it knowing that, get to chat to them, learn the history. What I personally do is I will sort of set a goal at the beginning of the month for, like, say, that's the most important thing. Have
Alright.
fun. Just
I'll instead go with this. I'll do this and see if it works. Because, yeah, the other advice he gave, sure, I think a lot of things there is wrong. I do think a lot of it is just wrong completely. I don't blame him, because I don't think a lot of streamers know anything about how the internet really works or how hardware software really works. Especially when it comes to this shit, because he literally started the video saying that you shouldn't be using OBS, like Streamlabs as OBS or Stream Elements as OBS or anything like that. You should be using the box standard OBS. And then he says, in order to set up your stream, use Streamlabs or Stream Elements. Now, the literal difference there is zero. It genuinely is zero. Because whether you are using Streamlabs or Stream Elements as OBS, you're still dealing with all of those browser sources. Your system still has to run all of those browser sources, still has to use all of those browser sources. So at the end of the day, whether you pull the browser source from Stream Elements' website into your OBS, or whether it's just automatically there, it's still pulling the fucking browser source. The one just makes it a little bit easier than the other one, but there's no difference. It's exactly the same thing. Like, just take a look at this. I'll quickly show you guys. This is obviously my stream, right? As you can see there. And if we were to if I clicked on this, so this is Twitch Master Chat. If I double click on Twitch Master Chat, actually I have to go down to Twitch Master Chat. Where is it? Here we go. So if I go, let me do studio mode instead. If I go to Twitch Master Chat here and I double click on it, you see that URL? That URL there is the browser source. This is Streamlabs. This is Stream Elements as OBS. I still had to pull in the browser source, and I still had to set it up correctly. There's literally no difference. Zero difference whatsoever. Anyways, which phone service are you using? Are you going to use? Am I right? Wait, what do you mean, living? Stable Turkey Man, I'm kind of on the other side of the world from you. Shit. Pillar stick. Yeah, so it should be morning time for you now. But yeah, all right, I'll follow his advice in this video and then see if that makes a difference, because these streams are just, it's getting ridiculous now. You know, we are getting to a point now where every single fucking stream I end up with multiple versions of the same stream and it keeps fucking crashing. Nightlife Crafting, how you doing? I wonder if I can show you guys this. This is ridiculous. Look at that. Just today, we've crashed 3 times already. So now I have these 3 different versions of the same stream in parts. Right? It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. So I'm going to follow his advice, see if that actually fixes the stream problems. Because I know what it does. So I know exactly what his advice does. So basically what you do with TCP Optimizer, Windows has a built-in, for most people in the world, this doesn't matter, but Windows has a built-in limiter on the packets that's sent. So in other words, when you upload to Twitch, Windows will send, say, 1 packet every second, and that's how it goes, or every millisecond, right? It will send 1 packet. It won't ever send more. So if the packet that Windows sends doesn't reach the other side, that packet is lost. And then it has to resend the packet. And it will just keep resending that 1 packet until it finally gets through. The only thing TCP Optimizer does is it goes into the browser, like into the root files of Windows, and it says, never mind that limit on the amount of packets that you're sending per second. Send all of it. Just fucking constantly send it. So all you're doing is you're just making the pipeline bigger. So if the pipeline starts out this big, right, on Windows, you're basically just increasing the pipeline. You're saying, right, I give you this much, send as much data through as you can. Let's hope that something hits on the other side. That's in a nutshell. It obviously gets a little bit more technical, but yeah, that's a nutshell. Good, I'm awake since 4 a.m. and I was already in my craftsman store to get some things done in my workroom. Hope you don't mind that the stream is in my background while I'm working. No, of course not. Of course not. You know, as long as you're having fun. This is a very quick stream. Ugh. We only had like 2 hours to stream, and the internet basically fucked that up. Because my load shedding is starting. We have some like extreme load shedding today, boys. We have some extreme load shedding today. It's gonna be super fun. I can't wait. It's always tough when this shit happens, but yeah, we'll make it work, I think. I do the same, man. Echo streams are the best podcasts while working. I'm happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. That's all I'm going for. I don't give a shit about these streams. Outside of entertainment. I don't think you should come here to learn anything. I don't think you should come here to be taught anything. I think you should come here to have fun. If you guys aren't having fun here, I'm not doing my job right. No time for 10 minutes of Hell Reach episode 3? Sadly, no, Metal Fan from Hell. We were just moved back up to stage 5, load shedding. So, this is where you get to the real shit, right? This is, like, stage 2, stage 3 is fine. I can handle that. Stage 5, stage 6, those are horrible stages. Can I ask you a question about World of Warcraft? Of course, Living Life. What's your question? There is some good news, Metal Fan from Hell. Some good news for you. I'm meeting with electricians today. And if I'm lucky, the one guy said that he can install the inverter and the battery on Friday. So if his price isn't completely bonkers, we should have the battery and the inverter on Friday, which means load shedding can kiss my dick. The only time load shedding will then become a problem is if we're like off for 4 hours. So if we're off for 4 hours at a time, that might be a slight problem, depending on, of course, because we don't know exactly what our usage is in 4 hours, but it might push the battery just to that 80% mark. But that's still better than nothing. I mean, because right now we can't stream at all, even if the power goes out for fucking 2 hours. So that still gives us a hell of a lot more time. To here, hope the prices aren't too insane. The thing that scares me is the prices. Because, as I told you guys, the one guy, so the guy that said that he can do it on Friday, when I asked him, so what's the price ballpark sort of going to be? He said, I don't know what your system is. I'll come out, I'll do the quote, but you're looking ballpark at about 8,000. Not dollars, rands. That's not bad. 8,000 is $400 or $500. That's not bad for installation. But then the other guy, he said he could help me today, and then I asked him what's it gonna cost, and it was 23,000, which is like $1,500. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? I'm not paying. What are you talking about? So in other words, you're charging me the price of a battery just to install the fucking battery. Are you for real? So it really fluctuates. So I'm hoping that this guy isn't too expensive so I can get it by Friday. Quit trading with Russia, right? Electricity should be cheaper. What is Rampolza blaming this on? The war? I mean, Wild Boy, we've had this problem since 2008, right? So, plus, just to be fair, South Africa gets none of its electricity or of its raw materials from Russia. Right? The coal that we use is mined right here in South Africa. The gas that we use is mined right here in South Africa. South Africa doesn't need the rest of the world, really. When it comes to, the only thing we need the rest of the world for is oil. And even that, I think they just found, massive amounts of oil as well here. So maybe we wouldn't even need oil soon from the rest of the world. But at least in terms of, raw materials, we have... So South Africa has some of the best coal in the world. Our coal is incredibly low in methane. And something else. It makes it actually, I think, A-grade coal. And we have lots of it. We have shit tons of coal. Besides Tuskar, what race and class would you want next? I mean, I've never really cared for having the Tuskar living life as a race. But then again, I'm probably not the right person to ask that question to, because I don't really care about having any new races. I have the orcs, and that's all I'm happy with. But I think if you pushed me for an answer there, I would have to say Naga. I would love to see the Naga race as a playable race, because I think that could be really cool. Eddie McSly, how you doing, fam? In terms of class, Warden or Dark Ranger. But I would actually take Dark Ranger and make it part of the Hunter spec. Remove Survival Hunter and give them Dark Ranger instead. Ballistic, here's something I found that is wild. So, in South Africa, you have normal electricians, and then you have solar qualified electricians. Solar qualified electricians are double the price of the normal electricians every single time. And there's really no difference. When I asked one of the normal electricians, can you do solar installation? I was like, yeah, sure, I can. I just didn't pay for the license. So I can't sign the COC. I can't give you a COC form, but, installing solar panels is easy. It's not hard. It's electrical, right? That's literally what it is. If you know how to do electricity, you know how to install solar panels. But he's not allowed to because he didn't go for the license, and the license is stupid expensive. Nutritions is the license, yeah. Which is actually, if you think about it, just the biggest fucking scam. Because if you are an electrician, it means you are already qualified to work with electricity, which means you shouldn't then also need a license to be able to install solar panels. You can install solar panels, of course you can. But this is how lobbying ensures that prices stay high. Because obviously, the license was introduced by the government. Right? They aren't building the solar cells. No, I mean, you're not asking him to build you a fucking solar panel. And if I'm not mistaken, all of those solar panels actually comes with a manual. It tells you where everything needs to go before you even get it. Like, you can literally just go off the manual and install it yourself and it'll be fine. Those solar companies, governments need to milk more money out of people. True. Especially now, dude. South Africa is fucking going bonkers when it comes to solar installations. It's nuts. Emmanuel sounds cute. What? Emmanuel? I don't know. Where do you get Emmanuel from? I have no idea. You said the solar panel? No. Comes with a manual. Not Emmanuel, a manual. In other words, a user manual? What the fuck do you guys call those? Like a little booklet that tells you connect this to this and this to this and this to that and it works. Jesus, wild boy. Did I just get trolled and I didn't catch it? In that case, good job. What you say? That you're Final Fantasy talking, but if Naga is your choice of race, what's your thoughts on a major DPS in tank water, not ice, but complete water-based class? Shaman doesn't count, more like Avatar or the Last Airbender type class. The problem with that is you have shamans and you have mages that already use water-based magic. So what would be the lore behind a pure water-based class that isn't just a shaman or a mage? Naga lore would be much more old gaudy, right? So if you were to introduce a Naga, you'd probably introduce some kind of void-like character. Of course, you'd run into the problems of void priests or, shadow priests, but man, that could actually be so cool. Imagine you had a void-based class and then you had something like Void Knight. Eldritch something for the range DPS. And then for the healing, so hybrid, full hybrid, you had Void Mender. And it was a pure Void class. So the Void Knight is like a tank / DPS, melee DPS kind of class. And all of its spells is Void-based. The Eldritch caster was like all Void damage and Void abilities. And then the Void Mender uses the Void in order to heal. How cool could that be? Like Eldritch Ranger could also work. Like Eldritch Ranger. A ranged hunter that uses Void arrows and Void magics. That could be super cool, no? Saying the damage you take into the void? Oh, sinful ways. Yes. Yes, exactly. The void mender has these abilities that basically envelops you in a barrier of void that just sucks all the damage out of you. So all spells that would come to you instead get sort of deflected into the void That's one of its cooldowns. It literally creates kind of like a little black hole. Nikki, yeah, they'd say something like 40k void shields. But yeah, just this void-based healer. Dude, you could have so much fun with that shit. Like, teleporting players to other areas, just open a void portal. The player falls into the void portal, and then the priest or the Mainder can open a void portal in another area and just drop the player out of the void portal in another space. And it's just like, easy. A field of rest that sends all effects, the void's defense bubble. Nah, Shadow Arcane, we don't have that. What do you mean, Shadow Arcane? Look at the dragons. They were blazed by 2 and they went wild. Yeah, well, we don't know yet what happens like when you start merging magics, right? Because all of the evidence we have of creatures merging magic tends to go really badly. Also, Nikki, by the way, thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate it. And also for the follow earlier today. Really appreciate that, fam. Welcome to the most degenerate channel on Twitch. Very much appreciate you, man. Spell duality, chaos is shadow fire, for example. Yeah, you can probably have that. I mean, there's a lot that I would actually say that before we start introducing new races and new classes in World of Warcraft, let's first start focusing on the potential of existing classes. Because I think existing classes have tremendous amounts of potential that is, as of yet, not really exercised. There remain a bunch of 40k reactions on YouTube, so I drifted here after watching a few. Nikki, I am happy to have you here. Very happy to have you here. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the 40k reactions. Enough at least to come here to watch us do it live. Although, no reactions today. I have to go offline in about a minute or two because my power's going out in 10 minutes. I cannot wait for the day that I can finally say those words never again. That will be the best day of my life. And if it can happen this Friday, God. If after Friday I can finally never again say the words, all right, boys, I have to go, my power's going out, it'd be too fucking soon, man. It'd be too fucking soon. It is just, God. I can't wait. I'm so excited, bro. I'm literally so excited. Loadshedding has destroyed my ability to operate normally. So I'm really looking forward to like getting back to normal shit. So yeah, that's gonna be super fun. Thank you very much, Living Life. Really appreciate that. Anyways, on that note, guys, let me quickly go. I want to see if I can do the TCP optimizer stuff before the power goes out. So let me quickly go and see if I can at least get that shit done. And then, yeah, hopefully, hopefully that shit works. And when we stream again, so I should be back tomorrow, same time as today, I think. Let me just make sure. I don't want to lie to you guys. I just want to see what time we're off tomorrow. Fucking stage 5 load shedding, man. It is nuts. Yeah, okay, so tomorrow we're pretty much off at the exact same time as today. Yeah, we should be fine for a stream tomorrow morning. And if all things go well, we should be fine to actually stream 2 extra hours tomorrow. So instead of doing just, the fucking, like, what was it? Today was like less than 2 hours. Instead of just doing that, we should be able to do 2 extra hours. So that should be fun. Avador, I really apologize. Soon. Friday, hopefully, if everything goes well. Guys, fingers crossed. Today, electrician gives me a good price so that I can get him in on Friday to fix this electricity bullshit. Fingers crossed. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate all of you for coming out, for saying hello, for spending at least some time with me this morning. As always, please be kind to each other, be good to each other, take care of yourselves. I love you guys. Peace out, fam.